4,000 students take out payday loans in the UK alone. We are scard, and we want to give student access to fair short-term loans at fair rates. Via our P2P lending platform. Peer-to-peer lending is not innovative alone. What scard does is, first, we address the niche student market, and second, we combine our peer-to-peer lending platform with a payment card, scard. How it works in practice, we're going to show you with a demonstration.
Let's say a student doesn't receive their grant until 2 months' time, and they need to pay their bill now. All they need to do is sign up on our website. So it's really simple. They just fill in this information, and then of course, with a loan, you need to have a scoring system. And the way the scoring system will work, it will look something like this, but actually it's a lot more complicated. But it eventually boils down to this. It's just based on their academic records and spending habits and other factors as well. And all they do and how they receive this score is by filling in information on here. Once they fill in that information, they'll get a score. So this actual student received an A. So then once they've done that, they can actually apply for a loan after that as well. And it's pretty simple. They just start their kind of like campaign or application, and then they submit it. And then you'll see what their dashboard will look like in a few months' time. And it's kind of like a breakdown. We'll use special analytics so they can kind of see where they're spending most, so they can track it and then find out all that kind of information as well. Let's see what on the investor side what it looks like.
Okay, let's see how it looks from the investor side. Obviously, investors, they live in a zero interest rate environment and they don't get a real return of bank. So it's also an opportunity for the investor to invest money and to support the local student community. So it works basically like this. The investor browses for suitable investments on our platform. He can search an amount he wants to invest. He also classifies which risk he wants to take. That's based on our scoring system. And because investments need to be diverse, he chooses the granularity. And once that is done, he can click search, and that will display him suitable investors, and he can just fund them with one click, pretty much. So, and support the local community. So our business model, why is the business model good? First, we have low default rates. We have students. They care about their future, so they don't default. Second, we have multiple revenue sources. First, we take a spread on the interest. Secondly, because we link into the payment card, we get a transaction fee every time they use the payment card. The loan gets on the payment card, and we have superior data. Secondly, the market is growing use. This is data from the Bank of England. The alternative student loan market is growing by 300%. So
big round of applause! Next up, we have Trust Me. Trust Me can come up and set up their deck. Questions from the judges. Max, lead the charge.
My question is, would anyone in the audience like to ask a question?
We try and have priorities on judges.
Okay. First question is, who's hard polled?
Hard
I
pull.
don't know if anyone spotted the credit card they had up there, and the name was just a hard poll.
Just generally a hard guy. Very strong guy. So encouraging.
Thank you. Otherwise, it's a peer-to-peer backed credit card.
yes, essentially. It's actually prepaid. It's actually basically once your campaign gets funded on our prepaid platform, you get the money on the card. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think you focused on a really interesting area of those 30,000 students involved in payday loans, which has alarm bells all around it. So, have you got any feedback from your target audience?
More so, I'm a student myself, so I've seen this happen, and I've seen kind of the interest rates that they face. I know about 6 of my friends that actually go to payday loans, and basically what happens is sometimes they actually incur the fees, the massive fees that happen. But generally, most of them tend to pay it off on time anyway, so that's the kind of the reliable source of them as well.
And on the other side, the investors, what other choices, why would they choose this?
I mean, there's a financial motive. We say there's low default risk, so there's a good return. Secondly, they support the local student community. So I work for a hedge fund actually. So I sense there's a lot of investors that just don't want to return on their money. They So that's why an investor can really touch on both areas pretty much. Any more questions?
Yeah. How do you validate the data the student provides to you?
First, he signs up with his university email address, so he cannot obtain that when he's not a student. And we want him to upload the data using the transcript pretty much. So that can be validated. There's online. There's agencies that you can actually go to the university and say, is this really a student of yours? Is that the correct transcript? You can authorize that. So we really have a rock solid approval. We factor in academics in our score, but it's in a non-linear way. So we're not only giving loans to A students, but you can pretty much see on the transcript whether they care or not. I mean, we just want people that care, that care about their career, because then we don't have any borders.
Yeah. Good luck.
Big round of applause!